Uh, Today morning, I watched Madam Amelia Chambade, the Trade Minister, trying to answer the most difficult questions in this time about the recovery of our economy. But she was actually struggling. She seemed unsure, and from what I saw, really, there seems to be no immediate plan for the recovery of our economy. It is just like a gamble. But if I can try to advise government, our economy is driven by agriculture. We are basically an agricultural country. So when you're discussing recovery of our economy, you have to discuss it in relation with production. Production in relation to the recovery of our economy. So, when we are taught at school, they taught us 3 basic factors of production. But as of now, the way things are, there is another additional factor on those 3 factors, which is time. There are actually now 4 factors of production. The first one is land, well known, labor, well known, capital, well known. The fourth is time. Time is one of the factors of production, the new factors of production. Even if you employ your labor, your capital, and your land is there, you need to avail yourself. You must have the time to monitor and supervise your projects. Now, for starters, the only way you are going to stimulate our economy is, first of all, supporting farmers. There is no other way apart from supporting farmers. And I already suggested to you that, for starters, you call everyone who has at least an acre of land. And as long as that person has gotten ownership of the land and can prove ownership of that land, call them on board and give them soft loans. I proposed a soft loan of 3 million shillings per farmer who has an acre of land. Why am I saying this? You know, we have already seen that one of the factors of production is land. So someone who has no land may have it difficult to engage himself or herself in the agricultural business. So start with those ones who have land. Then after, you can go on improving and involving other people. But begins with those that have land. At least an acre of land can yield some serious produce. Now, soft loans, you need to advance farmers with loans that have relatively a very low interest rate. For example, 5 to 10%. And these loans should go for a year or 2. So these loans, when a farmer is advanced with 3 million shillings, first of all, he must do 2 things on the piece of land he has. He must have to dig a well, a man-made well, to be able to irrigate his crops, because you are not going to just plant when it is not raining. you are not going to depend on rain to be able to do effective production or effective farming. You have to irrigate your crops. Now, it is easier to give a farmer 1.5 million to dig a well and supervise that farmer through any means to be able to ensure that that farmer does not divert the money. Simple. Now, the 1.5 million will be used for actual cultivation and taking care of the crops up to harvest time. That is 3 million. Now, leave this money with this farmer to be able to plant in the next season. In this way, you are going to be able to resume and awaken our economy. Now, start with those ones that have land. As long as someone can afford, has got an acre of land, please, that should be the only qualification to access a loan from the financial institutions. But again, I would like to advise that let these loans be given through Uganda Microfinance Center and Uganda Development Bank, simply because these other commercial banks have got a lot of semantics. They have a lot of requirements. It is so complicated to get a loan from them. So make it easier to local farmers to access these loans from these microfinance institutions that belong to government and are not very much profit oriented. In that respect, you'll have managed to mitigate the problems and revive our economy. There's no other way. It's the way to go. So start with those ones that have gotten land. Now, this operation, if maybe someone does not, it should be supervised. I actually suggested that it must be supervised by the military to be able to enforce that whoever has gotten 3 million should be able to use it for the purpose. First of all, to dig a well, and secondly, to do the actual cultivation. If one does not do that, then punish those people. Bring in some laws that if you get money from government and you don't use it for the purpose, you will have to be punished in this way. People will comply. So imagine if you have maybe 10,000 or 1 million people, or you have 500,000 people that have got an acre of land. Look at that stimulus. It's going to make a lot of sense. So, for me, I think we need to have some of these measures. But I see the minister is trying to struggle to explain the most difficult question. But again, it's not so satisfactory. He's talking of our people in Mawokota. What about Wachiso? What about other places? You see? So she's talking of tractors. We don't know where to get these tractors from. There should be a policy that if someone has got an acre of land, the price of accessing a tractor is 100,000 per acre or 50,000 per acre. So people get to know. But you don't just say there are tractors, there's no information about the tractors, we don't know where to get them from. There is need to come out elaborately to address the issue of supporting farmers to ensure food security. But my suggestion is kindly begin with the people who have land. People who have land. Anyway, for me, that is my... And also NBS. You try to invite other people, local people, some farmers, some businessmen who have tried to do business and have some experience. Because when you bring the only senior people, when you bring only popular people, people tend to people do not have a sense of belief. They think these people are already rich, they get money from government, so they are detached from them. But when you bring local people, they will try to explain and people get a sense of belonging, that anyway, if this person also managed to succeed, or this person failed like this, I can be able to learn a few lessons and also help myself. So try to improve, try to invite people that are a little bit local, that are on the omuntu wa wansi or omuntu wa bulijjo, so that people can be able to get a sense of communion, a sense of feeling that these are their people. If they have managed to succeed, then they'll also be able to succeed. So try to incorporate in your programs, try to bring up people that can be able to identify with the common man. Thank you for now.